Hi guys, GameTalk Ajax Heerenveen 5-0. Guys, it's over. 36, number 36. So we're recording right after the match, but as we communicated, this will be uploaded on Thursday. We have a lot of things going on today, so that's why it was a little bit of a hassle for us. But it didn't interfere in us enjoying the game and watching our beloved club get the championship like we expected. Pelle from Sweden, thank you for being here, for making the time. Tell me, man, what kind of emotions do you have right now?
Man, it's crazy. I mean, everything. It's such an emotional overload. You're going from, I don't know, man, going into this match, I was a little bit of, I want this season to be over due to the fact, how we've been playing this last couple of weeks. I don't have to even go into that right now. Man, like going into this match, like straight into it, the pressure, everything just fell together. And, and in the end, to walk out there with a traditional 5-0, I couldn't be happier, man. I couldn't be happier to end the season on a high note. And I know right now, if we say nothing right now, just quiet down. Somewhere I can almost hear an angry Smith in Eindhoven saying, "Give it to Ajax," and they gave it to Ajax. So you know what? Thank you, Smith, for that one.
Absolutely. I wanted to say, before you started about Smith, which is very funny, by the way, but before you started about that, I was thinking like, the only reservation I had, honestly, is when I found out right before the game that it wasn't a 4-3-3, because we thought it was, again, 4-3-3 with Berghuis on the right wing. But actually, we found out it was 4-4-2 again. But this time, we were amazing. We were dominant.
Yeah, without a doubt. It was fluid. We had a good attack, good, solid defense. Everything just came together. And okay, not everything. Individually, you can argue about that, but that's another thing entirely. But if you compare it to the last two matches, it's night and day. And the thing is, it's even hard to explain, because if this is how it would pan out again, AZ, I mean, man, I wouldn't have no problems with it 4-4-2. Man, it's just a little sad that it takes to the end of the season to actually come back to the strengths we had in February, we had in January, we had in December. It's a little sad that it took this long. I mean, the season should probably been over by now, but you know what? I'm not going to complain, man. I'm just so happy about it.
Let me ask you a question, right? I mean, this question was asked to Ten Hag right after the match. He said, of all the championships you've won, right, since you've been at Ajax, is this the hardest one? He didn't really give an answer to that. He said, this was different, he said, than the others, because this one, at the end of the season, we didn't have that before, like the struggle and these kind of things. It went a little bit more fluid at the end compared to this one. What would you answer if it was asked to you? I mean, if somebody asked you, is this the hardest fought league title with Ten Hag?
With recency bias, I would say yes, but taking it all into consideration, I would probably have to say no, due to the fact that we all remember the amazing start of the season. And it's so easy to discard that and just focus on the particular matches of where we haven't performed, of course. And I understand that. I do that as well. I'm a human being. I'm an Ajax fan as well. That doesn't help as well. I'm biased always. But that's the thing, right? If you take it in comparison and you take it in the entire season into consideration, I would probably not say that it's the toughest one. Probably if that season would have panned out as it did 2020, perhaps, if it wasn't cancelled. But you never know, due to the fact that it's an unofficial win.
What about if
we totally won it, by the way. We totally won that.
No, absolutely. But what about if you leave out, because we're looking at the football things, what about if you leave it out? If you take into consideration Mark Overmars, the injuries, Onana, all these kind of things this season, especially coming out in the second half of the season, does this count? Would you reconsider your answer?
At the same time, if you take those things out of consideration, you kind of do it like, not to bring him up again, but Smith, if you take these considerations, this VAR decision and this and this and this, we would have been a winner. Yeah, but now we can't really take that out of consideration, because that's football, right? You have to take it into consideration, all these variables. Absolutely. You can't really be like picking what you want to feed your argument. So
no, understood.
I definitely see what you mean. If I do that, then I don't know. It's a difficult answer, and I understand why Ten Hag gives kind of half and half an answer, because it's not easy to answer at all.
Exactly.
But to sum it up, it hasn't been easy. It has definitely not been easy for us the last couple of months, but it's definitely a deserved win, without a doubt. I had no shadow of imitation that it's not a deserved win, because it is.
Absolutely. Look, usually we highlight a player or some players during the game, but I want you to highlight the players that stood out for you this season, special mentions maybe, and also maybe a word about Ten Hag, because it's his last home game, of course.
Oh, you're gonna make me emotional, man.
Yeah, man. I just want to
be like a funeral. It's a tough thing.
I just want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, for sure. You're going to get my honest opinion, and I mean, of course, he's to begin with. Just instead, to just bring it back to what you the first part of the question. Standout plays. There's only one you can really, you have to bring up, and that's the first one, Timber. Without that doubt, there's no doubt. Timber has been the one solid player, even in bad matches, even in poor matches, even in the half of the decent matches, who has always been there and who has always performed. Timber, without a doubt, can pinpoint a single bad game in my mind. Might be remembering no. And Martinez, of course. I mean that center, that's those center backs. I mean, where would we be without him? I mean, really.
Yep.
It's so many players for different kind of things, And I don't know. I can also want to
overwhelming, right? It's overwhelming right now. Everything.
It's overwhelming. I don't even know where to begin. That's the thing, right? It's hard to pinpoint the exact feelings and the thoughts.
Yeah.
I also want to bring a shout out to both Idaren and also Berghuis, and who now gets to know how it actually feels to be in a winning team, right? Who left Eindhoven and who left Feyenoord and who actually joined a team who likes to win. So you guys, thank you for that, and you're welcome as well.
Yeah, you expect a lot from Ihatara because he's showing some things. Today actually news came in that we might buy him. Because we have him on loan.
I mean, it's a steal. It's a steal without a doubt. Okay. So if he keeps on this trajectory, without a doubt, you're welcome to Ajax. Welcome home.
Okay. Now before you, I don't know if you have tissues with you, but now a word about the knock, please.
Now to the sad part, yeah. Man, it would have been easier if we would have performed the half decent performance today and got the win anyway, because then I would still feel like, okay, I can, it's time for him to leave, it's time for a change. But when you leave on a 5-0, it will always be hard to pinpoint to your manager and say that, oh, you have done a poor job. And it would have been easier to say goodbye in that sense, I would say, but no. Ten Hag never does anything easy. Never does anything easy.
Can we say he has done a poor job? I mean,
we've
been critical. Of course.
We need to be. We need to be critical.
Yeah.
He hasn't done a poor job. Definitely not. I mean, I know there's other Ajax fans who thinks differently, and we don't always see eye to eye on that particular point. He has his issues. Yes, I'm not entirely sure if that's going to pan out well for him at United. At the same time, though, you can't look at these magical. I can't even say, is it 3 or 4 years? Damn, it's gone by so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, the magical championship run, all the wins, all of the great games. He had pushed the guys in the team to peak performance. It hasn't always turned out well. He also has his weak points, of course. You can't point to no manager and say that they don't have that. But at the same time, Erik, I know you're probably not going to watch this, but if you ever do, thank you very much for what you've done for the team, for the fans, and for the city of Amsterdam. We're always going to be grateful for that. Hopefully this won't be the last trophy you ever win. Just a heads up warning, you're going to this United. Might turn out hard for you. But I'm crossing my fingers for you, man. I really hope that you do well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and start Van de Beek start him as well.
He might use him.
Save him. Go to the city of Manchester and save our boy.
Good.
Only fair.
Look, Pelle, just to final thoughts, and the final thoughts for me is it's the end of an era. You can say also the fact not only Ten Hag but some players leaving. Like today, we saw the ovation for Mazraoui. Beautiful, right? Yeah, he was emotional as well. He's been with the club for 17 years. That's nice also, these kind of things, But also more players are leaving. Are you a bit fearful, like the other fans, about what's to come? Because we also had just now breaking news about Schroeder becoming the coach. Or are you more, this club is ran well. We've missed some, Overmars left, now Ten Hag leaves, some players leaves, but this club has good foundations. We'll be fine. Where do you stand?
as a person, I'm quite anxious just in overall, in general. Combined with I'm also, my characteristics are also very hopeful. So I'm somewhat balanced. It's a balancing act right now, trying to balance the emotions of hope and despair. No, it's not that bad. I have a high belief that we're going to be able to bounce back from this because we have always done that. I mean, even after our exit from the Champions League in 18-19, when we lost key players, we still bounced back with a lot of amazing players as well. And hopefully we're not going to lose too many of these critical players. For example, Anthony, Timber, Martinez. We're not going to lose these kind of critical and key players. You never know because it's football, right? As Ten Hag likes to remind us of us. But at the same time, of course, I understand the fear, I understand the doubts, and I understand, the anguish. But at the same time, it's Ajax, man. Every little thing's gonna be all right.
Number 36.
Number 36, man. Deserved.